Can you turn Windows 11, one of the most controversial operating systems ever, into Windows 7, arguably the last version of Windows everyone actually agreed was great? As you can see, this is absolutely possible. I took on this challenge. And what's amazing is that you only need a few tools to bring back that iconic Aero Glass look complete with the original window control buttons, classic taskbar and start menu, the old school 3D style icons, and even the original looking file explorer. And the best thing? It has no major performance impact, stays completely stable, and works flawlessly on modern Windows 11. Let me show you exactly how it's done. We will kick things off with Windhawk, probably the most important tool of this video, as we can install a bunch of mods with it that allow us to get the original Windows 7 taskbar with its glowing orb, but also is responsible for the theme that gave us the minimized buttons and the Windows 7 wallpaper, plus we can set up the 3D icons with that. And let's not forget the cool borders around the windows we had back then. So with this tool we can easily already do most of the important changes. First, let's open the browser and go to windhawk.net, hit download and run the exe file after that. The install is simple. I just advise you store the app in a custom folder to stay organized. After you got everything set up, you should be greeted with this menu, where you can select literally hundreds of cool mods for WinOWs. For today, just click on the taskbar styler. Now you press install and ignore this warning. All the Windhawk mods are checked on GitHub to be saved. Once installed, go to the settings and in this drop down menu select Windows 7 style. To apply it, just hit save. As you can see, we now have the Windows 7 style. However, everything looks off as we still have the Windows 11 widgets and everything is centered. So just right click the taskbar and open the taskbar settings. Enable hide for search and untoggle these two options. Then open the taskbar behavior drop down and select left here. That's already it for the taskbar. Moving over to the notifications, I couldn't actually find a mod to recreate the Windows 7 look, so I just made it translucent. For that, get the notification styler, install it by ignoring the warning, and then in the settings, just select the translucent style and hit save. Now with that set up, we can move on to the Windows 7 theme for the buttons and the wallpaper. First, still in Windhawk, search for the UX theme patcher and install it like before. After that, you just need to download the Aero 7-11 theme package from GitHub, which I have linked for you under the video. By the way, you can also find all the links plus a detailed guide for this video on our website unknowntechnology.com. Click on the releases and get the zip folder. Then after the download, open the folder and go into the theme section and simply copy all the files in here. Now move to your Windows drive and open the Windows folder in it, then navigate to resources and in there go to themes and just paste all the files here. With that done, you can right click your wallpaper and click on personalization. After the settings open, go to the themes section and enable the Aero 7 to 11 round 1. As you can see, have the wallpaper and the classic buttons. However, we still need to add the glass transparency effect later in the video. Moving further to the next Windhawk mod, we will get the old borders for all the windows. For this search, bring back the borders in Windhawk. Again, install it, but the setup will be a little more difficult this time. You will actually have to open the Windhawk settings and unfold the advanced settings just to get to the more advanced settings here. Then scroll to the process inclusion list and add DWM.exe to it and save everything. You may need to restart your PC after these, but after that you should have these glass borders. As the last Windhawk mod, we will get resource redirect, which allows us to switch all the icons on Windows. Install it and ignore the warning. Then move to the settings and select the Paint 7 skin for the icons. Save it and let Windhawk refresh the icon cache, and you now should have all the OG icons. All of this already brings us pretty close to Windows 7, however, we are still missing one very big part, and that is the original start menu with its old category and search functionality on the left and the light transparency effects. For that, we just need to get a small GitHub application called OpenShell, of course linked down below. On the page again, go to the releases and download this exe file. After the download, run the file and follow the installation process, which is straightforward. As before, save it in a new folder so you can find everything later. As you can see, the menu doesn't quite look like Windows 7 yet, so right click the Windows icon and open the settings. First of all, we will download a theme for this tool. For that, you have to visit the OpenShell forum linked in the description and on the website scroll down until you come to the last download called Windows 7, like Combo Revision E. After you downloaded it, copy the file and open up the folder where you installed the tool before. Then in the OpenShell files, open the skins folder and paste the file here. We can now go back to the settings, and first things first, enable show all settings so you have it easier finding everything. After that, navigate to skins and select the skin we just downloaded, which will already almost complete the look. Just to round it off, you can also go to customize start menu and scroll down till you see control panel and then hit show as link. This will give you very quick access to the control panel, which is super cool. Now last but not least, also go to menu look, scroll down and uncheck menu glass to get the transparency behind the start menu. With that, your Windows 11 now has an authentic Windows 7 start menu complete with a transparent menu. As said before, our title bars still have that flat Windows 11 look and not the beloved Aero transparency. But don't don't worry, we can easily recreate that effect using DWM Blur Glass. DWM Blur Glass is also available on GitHub with the link below. Go to the releases and get this zip folder here. Once downloaded, extract everything to a permanent folder by right-clicking and then selecting extract all. In this step, it's very important you use a folder that's not inside your user directory. Otherwise, you will run into some issues. With that done, simply run the exe file, and as the first step, hit install here to actually install the tool. Then simply check all the effects below and move the blur radius to 8. As you can see, nothing actually changed yet. That's because you first have to go to symbol and here install the symbol files. To finish the look, navigate to advanced and then select the arrow look, which is of course much closer to the Windows 7 look, and while in this menu also select use accent color to override color settings. And that's already it for the arrow like transparency, and we are almost finished, but if you take a look at the Explorer you can see it still doesn't quite look like Windows 7. Now that will be taken care of with Explorer Patcher, a tool that gives us back the OG command bar and Windows 7 navigation as you see here. You will be able to almost fully recreate the old Windows 7 Explorer-like style, which is super cool. Of course, Explorer Patcher is another GitHub project, so go to the page with the link provided and navigate to the releases again, scroll down and get this exe file, which you can simply run after the download. Now don't be surprised if all of our previous changes to the taskbar get removed. There is a quick fix for that. Right-click your taskbar and hit Properties. This should pop up the settings for this mod, and to get back our old changes, just change the taskbar style back to the Windows 11 version here and restart the app. Now let's get to the actual changes we want to do in the File Explorer section. First, you definitely need to register the Explorer as a shell extension, so click here and accept the warning. Then we will disable the Windows 11 context menu, enable legacy file transfer, classic drive groupings in this PC, and most importantly, change the control interface settings to Windows 7 command bar. To run everything, I've also enabled shrink address bar height and select apply Mica effect to navigation bar. Don't forget to refresh the application. With that, your File Explorer now features the classic Windows 7 command bar, navigation panel and overall look. Plus, you actually have the old Windows 7 context menu back, which is a nice add-on. You now have the best of both worlds, Windows 11's modern core with security updates and hardware compatibility, paired with Windows 7's beloved interface, like the taskbar, File Explorer and the arrow look. And most importantly, we didn't have to change the system files or do some sketchy stuff. For those looking at the performance, it is also really resource friendly. As you can see, I'm able to run all this with like 7% of idle CPU usage and 2.8 gigabytes of RAM. Now I hope you had as much fun as I did recreating Windows 7, and if you have any questions, feel free to join our Discord for help. With that said, support us with a like and a sub, and see you in the next one.